Trying In-N-Out for the first time ever. I just landed in LA. It's actually my first time in the US and I've always wanted to try In-N-Out. It's so busy here. People are even taking orders outside in the drive-thru line. I got the $5.65 double animal style burger plus raw onion and chopped chilies. I loved the cheesy patties. The beef quality was great. The tomato, lettuce, and onion tasted super fresh too. I've always wanted to squeeze the spread on top for the perfect bite. It's so good, especially for a fast food burger, and the value is insane. I also got the $4.60 animal style fries. I added chopped chilies for a kick of spice. Straight up, the sauce is so addictive. It's tangy and creamy. It's a match made in heaven with the grilled onion, which adds a bit of sweetness. The only letdown were the fries itself, which I wish were crispier and could do with more seasoning. The toppings were great though. And finally, I got a $2.20 pink lemonade. They even have lemon wedges here. How fancy. It's a nice balance of sweet and sour, and it's a refreshing drink. Who else loves In-N-Out? I'm going to miss this when I'm back in Australia. Is this the best Nashville hot chicken in LA? I've seen so many glowing reviews about Howlin Ray, so let's see if it lives up to the hype. I heard there's long lines, but I went to the Pasadena store at 4 p.m. on a weekday and there was no line. Starting off with the $14 Sando, I was blown away by how juicy, hot, and well seasoned the chicken was. I got the medium spice level, which packed the perfect amount of heat. The butter bun was soft and the pickles and slaw adds a nice freshness. It's gotta be one of the best chicken sandwiches I've had. I also got the $5 shake fries. They were crinkle cut and had an amazing crunch while still being fluffy inside. It's great on its own, but dipping it into the creamy and tangy comeback sauce makes it even better. And finally, I tried 3 wings for $12. It was also juicy and spicy. The flavor is more intense since you're biting into lots of seasoning around the skin. It was delicious, but I prefer the burger as it's really well balanced with the slaw and bun. I also need to add the staff was so friendly, like on another level. I felt so welcomed here. And yeah, I highly recommend Howlin Ray's. It definitely lives up to the hype in my opinion. Rating popular food spots I tried in LA. This is apparently one of the best burger spots called Easy Street Burgers. I got the $12.50 double patty burger with jalapenos for a kick of spice. I loved the crust on the smashed patties. It's well seasoned with perfectly melted cheese and grilled onion. The $12.50 loaded fries were good too, but the burger was elite, 9.5 out of 10. Then I went to a taco stand with this huge fiery spit of al pastor. They sell $2 tacos, but I opted for their $10 burrito with cheese, rice, beans, al pastor, and pineapple. You add your own toppings and they roll it up for you. It's so thick, smoky, and packed with goodness, 9 out of 10. And a lot of you recommended Porto's, which is a Cuban bakery. The $1.45 potato ball and $1.65 cheese and spicy pepper potato ball were great. But my favorite thing I tried was the $1.20 cheese roll, which had sweet and flaky layers of pastry. This was so tasty and affordable. And finally, I found a halal spot that does birria tacos and got their $16 OG plate. The beef birria was so tender and the consomme was heavenly, 9.5 out of 10. This is everything I ate at Disneyland, California. I was invited on a creator trip here and tried so much food, so let me tell you what's good. First up, I got a birria toasted cheese. It has a generous amount of beef and dipping it in the consomme makes it extra juicy and flavorful. I just wish it had more cheese though. Then I went to the Star Wars land and got this Cocoa Puff cold brew. I love the sweet cream cheese and the crunch from the Cocoa Puffs. It's so good. Of course, I had to get a turkey leg, which was nice and smoky with a bite to it. It's not bad, but could be juicier. And to match my headband, I got a churro, which I'm obsessed with. It's so crunchy, warm, and sugary with a comforting hint of cinnamon. Quick question, do you love or hate pickles? Biting into these ones, it had a great crunch and juiciness with a nice sour kick. Next up, I grabbed a clam chowder, which was served in a sourdough bowl. It's really creamy and seafoody, but wasn't really for me. If you're a fan of clam chowder, you may love it though. For dessert, I got a pineapple Dole Whip float, which was so refreshing. It's smooth, sour, and sweet. And finally, I grabbed some popcorn, which had a good amount of butter and salt and was so addicting. This is everything I ate at Disney California Adventure Park. A lot of you said you love pickles, but would you try a pickle corn dog? It's a sausage inside a pickle inside a corn dog that you dip in peanut butter. I thought it would be weird eating a hot pickle, but good thing it was crunchy and the combination of sour, savory, and sweet flavors surprisingly worked. Can you believe there's queso birria tacos here? It was packed with braised beef and was mouth-watering with a squeeze of lime and dipped into the beefy consomme. It's definitely raised the bar for theme park food for me. I also got a michelada, which packed a punch with the spices. And wow, look at the size of this thing. We got a quantum pretzel, which had a chewy and doughy texture, and you dip it in this cheese sauce. It's a fun snack to share, but I wouldn't rush to get it again. Next, I got a bacon mac and cheese cone from Carsland. It was creamy with crispy bursts of saltiness from the bacon. The only downside was the bread cone that was kind of dry. For an icy treat, I got a Pixar Pier Frosty Parfait. The lemon soft serve was so sour and refreshing combined with the blue raspberry slushy. I really liked it. And last but not least, I grabbed this adorable Mickey sourdough bread. It's just so cute. This is everything I ate at Erewhon. You won't believe the prices. This is the most expensive grocery store in America. I mean, look at how insane these shelves look. But we're here for the food today. So first up, I got the Hailey Bieber strawberry smoothie for $19. That's 29 Australian dollars. Are you kidding? I hate to say I actually enjoyed it. It's sweet, creamy, and refreshing, but I still don't think it's worth the price. I also went to the sushi section and got this $21 sushi sandwich, which is filled with tuna, salmon, and avocado. My favorite part was the crispy rice that's chewy and addictive. It's tasty, but I wish it wasn't so expensive. Then I checked out their hot food and got a main and 2 sides for $25.30. The chicken was surprisingly good. I was lucky to get a fresh batch. It was crispy with a sticky glaze that's tangy, sweet, and a little spicy with a nice hit of ginger too. On the other hand, the mac and cheese was mushy and lacked flavor. I'd skip this one. And finally, the buffalo cauliflower had a decent crunch, and the coating reminds me of a tangy hot sauce that's not spicy. Would you try this? This is everything I ate in Koreatown in LA. Who here loves matcha? So I'm no matcha expert, but I tried an $8 matcha einspanner for the first time and I'm in love. The smooth, fluffy, and sweet cream on top complemented the earthy bitterness of the matcha so beautifully. It was like sipping on a matcha cloud. After this, I went to Egg Tuck and got a $10.50 bacon and cheese egg sandwich. If you like super soft and slightly runny scrambled eggs like me, you will love this. The brioche bread was buttery and soft, and I liked the contrast of the crispy and salty bacon with the fluffy egg. This was delicious. And a lot of you recommended 2 Hands corn dogs, so let's try it. I got the $5.50 potato dog sprinkled with hot Cheetos powder. It was so hot and fresh, and the potato cubes added a mouth-watering crunch and texture. I loved the cheese pool, and half of it had sausage. I would definitely get this again. Finally, for dessert, I got a $7.50 mango melon bingsu, which is Korean shaved ice. So the mango ice is shaved super fine until it has a soft texture that just melts in your mouth, and the melon balls add a sweet burst of freshness. First bite with no sauce. That's really good. Now let's try it with some of the In-N-Out spread. I love the spread, it's so good. Come with me to eat birria tacos. It's a rainy day in LA, so I thought it would be the perfect time to head to a taco truck. I got these Vampiro tacos, which are loaded with cheese, beef birria, then topped with red onion, coriander, and salsa. I also grabbed a consomme to dip the tacos in. It had an amazing crunch yet juiciness, and the beef was so tender. This was delicious. The consomme was packed with beef that was simmering in the pot, and the tomatoey broth was brimming with spices and was so comforting to sip on. And I also tried a horchata for the first time, which is a milky rice drink. It's sweet and cinnamony. I really liked it. This was such a good meal. Trying Raising Cane's for the first time. I've been so keen to try this since we don't have it in Australia. I got the 3-finger combo. Can you guess how much this cup of sauce was? It's $6. I kind of thought it would be more. First up, let's try the Texas toast. It was wonderfully grilled and was so soft, buttery, and slightly sweet. And oh my gosh, the sauce was so good. I think it's a mix of mayo and tomato sauce. It's creamy and tangy with an incredible peppery kick to it. The chicken tenders had a slight crunch, which I liked, and was decently juicy. It's breast meat. It pairs so well with the sauce. And for the drink, I got an Arnold Palmer, which is half lemonade and half sweet tea. It's really refreshing and light. I liked it. And finally, for the fries, they were quite a letdown for me. It was soft and lacked seasoning. I definitely prefer my fries crispier. But let's be real, the sauce makes everything taste a lot better. I'd come back for the sauce alone. First time trying Chick-fil-A. So many of you told me this is your favorite fast food chain, so I had to try it. Starting off, I got the $10.65 chicken meal, the number one. The chicken sandwich had a soft and buttery bun, a few pickles, and a thick chicken patty. I really liked the seasoning on the chicken, but I was surprised it had no sauce, so I added the Chick-fil-A sauce, which really elevated it. It's sweet and smoky and kind of reminds me of honey mustard. The chicken sandwich is so simple yet delicious. Next, the waffle fries were good, but not amazing on its own. It could use some more salt or seasoning, but dipping it in sauce definitely helped. The Polynesian sauce was like sweet and sour sauce, but more sweet. And oh my gosh, this was one of the best fast food lemonades I've tried. It's super sour and refreshing. I loved it. I also got the $3.75 mac and cheese, which had some crispy parts on top. I'm not the biggest mac and cheese fan, but this was creamy, cheesy, and yum. And last but not least, I got 5 nuggets for $3.85. They're really small and are more like popcorn chicken. It's not bad on its own, but again, dipping it in the Chick-fil-A sauce makes it a lot tastier.